I slapped my truck door shut and stood there, incredulous on the porch of my own home. My heart was racing like a war drum. This was my home, Willow Creek Ranch, 40 acres of Colorado serenity, an inheritance passed down to me from my father. But now it resembled a stranger's house. A pink scooter rested overturned on the deck. A set of muddy work boots rested against the door. A stroller, folded in a haphazard way, rested against the railing, like someone had staked this out as their own. The front door was ajar. The warm smell of roast chicken wafted from within, like some cruel, taunting greeting. A dog growled, "Not mine." There was laughter, dishes were clashing, and my hands were starting to tremble with a combination of anger and bewilderment. I had driven 14 hours nonstop from Arizona, shortening my trip due to an intuition I couldn't shake. Now, I was gazing at what appeared to be a home invasion. Just the burglars were behaving as if they were supposed to be there. I snuck to the window and peeked in, and my stomach fell. There she was, Lisa Bennett, sitting at my dining table, wearing my old plaid shirt like it was hers. Her husband, Mark, barefoot in my kitchen, sipped coffee from the blue Walmart mug I'd bought years ago. Two kids ran laughing across my hardwood floors in socks. I gripped the doorknob, shoved it open, and it slammed hard against the wall. The house fell silent. Lisa's head swiveled around, eyes wide. "Oh my God!" she exclaimed, bolting from the table. "What am I doing here?" I thundered. "What are you doing here? This is my home." She paled. Then she dived for her phone, screaming, "You're trespassing. I'm calling 911." And she did, on me. "Just in case," she snapped at it, punching the keypad frantically. "The rightful owner of the land, the house, every inch of this ranch. I'm Ethan Caldwell, 45, widower, former Army medic. This place has been my quiet refuge since my wife Sarah passed 6 years ago. No HOA, no interference. Just me, my dogs, my chickens, and a barn full of memories. But it all changed when the Pine Hollow estates came in over the creek. Gated community with mailbox rules and speed bumps. We coexisted at first, until Lisa Bennett arrived, sunglasses always situated atop her head like a crown. The self-proclaimed HOA president. She began with passive-aggressive letters about my lawn, my equipment, her dog on my property. I gave her no attention. After all, I wasn't on her HOA, or so I believed. I went to Arizona 2 weeks ago to assist my cousin after surgery. I boarded the windows, turned off the water, and activated the security system. My buddy Nate was also going to drop by, but he had an emergency and went to Montana. Something wasn't right on the return trip. A persistent itch. Now here I was, facing Lisa, standing in my house and accusing me of being the intruder. "She's frightening the children," she cried into the phone. Mark stood in front of them, eyes flashing with anger at me, as if I were a danger. "You broke into my home," I replied, tone calm. "This is my property. My name's on the deed." Lisa's face was afire. "You left. The HOA said the property was abandoned and sold it to us." I nearly laughed. "You can't deem someone's home abandoned and move in?" She sneered. "The community board passed a motion. Officers are on their way. You'll be removed." She turned to Mark and muttered, "Pack the jewelry and photos." Just in case. Jewelry? My heart sank. Sarah's photo was gone from the mantel. My father's picture missing. In their place, Lisa's family photos, in front of my barn. Sirens wailed. I came outside, hands up, attempting to keep calm. Two deputies showed up. One yelled, "Sir, get back off the property." My heart sank. "This is my house," I replied softly. "I'm Ethan Caldwell. She broke in when I was away." Lisa charged towards them, sobbing. "Thank God you're here." He broke in and scared my kids. One deputy removed my ID and walked to his cruiser. The other stood watch. She says otherwise, he cautioned. She's lying, I said. Some awkward moments passed. Then the deputy came back. Mr. Caldwell, you are the owner of record. Relief swept over me until he continued, but there is no indication of forced entry. How did they get the keys? I sprinted to verify. The locks had been replaced. The spare key lockbox was gone. The cellar door replaced. Inside, Lisa brandished a folder. Temporary occupancy documents, she smirked, filed under Pine Hollow HOA emergency relocation. The deputies scowled. Ma'am, HOA documents do not take precedence over a valid deed. She changed my locks, stole my stuff, I snapped. Lisa did not waver. The property was abandoned. The HOA regulates. You're not the law, I snarled. The deputies stepped back. This is a matter for court, one told me. You'll have to bring it to court. We can't evict them today. I was stunned. Lisa smiled on my porch. You'll see your day in court. Her daughter greeted me with a wave. Hi, Mr. Caldwell. Mommy says this is our vacation house now. I could hardly get air. Sarah's ashes were beneath the oak tree behind the house. I applied for an emergency restraining order and eviction the next day. Lisa didn't relent. She placed fictitious HOA notices on my gate. Had a barbecue. Folks from her neighborhood were lounging on my land as if I were the interloper. And then, in the shed, I discovered it. A crumpled piece of paper with a falsified sale agreement. My name signed in forged ink. Selling my $750,000 ranch to Lisa for $42,000. She wasn't trespassing. She was rebranding my life. I phoned my lawyer, Rachel Hayes. Intelligent, unyielding. She acted quickly, charging fraud, forgery, and identity theft. I avoided the property, observing from the roadside as Lisa entertained bonfires in Sarah's rocker. At the feed store, even Tim the owner seemed perplexed. Heard you sold the ranch, Ethan. Lisa stopped by buying feed, said you signed it over. She's a liar, I grumbled, and I'm fighting back. Then a break, Clara, my neighbor, came to court with a thumb drive. Lisa and her brother were stealing my tractor. She caught on her gate camera. Rachel jumped on it. Illegal transfer of property. But Lisa wasn't finished. She spun the press, saying she'd rescued an abandoned ranch. The judge entered an injunction. No sales, no modifications. Then Lisa disappeared. When I came back home, it was in shambles. Filthy dishes, shattered frames, Sarah's wedding gown, stabbed onto the wall with a knife. Lipstick on the mirror said, "You shouldn't have come back." Then there were crunching tires outside. Lisa's SUV, followed by two black-jacketed HOA compliance officers. "You're trespassing," Lisa sneered. "Ownership has been reissued." I turned my recorder on. "Say that again." She did. Her attorney attempted to protest, but I interrupted him. "Fraud. I've pressed charges." Deputies showed up, examined my deed, and at last they told her to leave. "I have rights," she shrieked. "Not here," said one deputy. Her officers were actually paid friends who broke down under interrogation. Then there was the ultimate atrocity, hidden under Sarah's oak tree. Forged love letters in my signature, stating I loved Lisa and left her the ranch. Sick, twisted. Sheriff Thompson looked once and said, "That's tampering with evidence and a felony." Rachel investigated Lisa's history. She had attempted the same scam previously, robbing the residence of a disabled man in Utah. Her brother, Greg Bennett, a disbarred broker, was assisting her again. In a crate near the barn, we discovered pilfered items, a burner phone, and voice messages. Make him appear insane. Reversal of the story. Call 911. Warrants were issued. Greg got caught in Nevada. He turned on Lisa. She got caught at a bus station with a wig, phony passport, and a map of my ranch annotated, "Take back what's mine." In court, I sat next to Rachel and Clara as Lisa appeared in handcuffs. 12 years on counts of fraud, forgery, and flight. Greg took a plea. When I came home, I discovered walls slashed, furniture destroyed, spray paint on the wall. You lied. We were family. Sarah's wedding dress, ripped, still pinned. I rebuilt, piece by piece. Therapy was a help. So did my neighbors. The HOA folded. I received $280,000 from Lisa's frozen accounts. I discovered one evening a note beneath my welcome mat. "Sorry, I lied. I thought you were my home. I was wrong." Lisa's handwriting. "Sincere or another trick." Later at 11 at night, the call. "You think you've won, Ethan?" This was never about land. It was about respect. "I'll get it." Line went dead. Sheriff traced the call. Lisa, out on early release, had broken parole. She was arrested again at a bus station.